how did you feel coming out of the exam? Do you remember the feeling there, or was that
Yeah.
completely out of your mind? Because, you know, some people walk out and then they're crying, and other people are just kind of like on an adrenaline rush and they're like, oh my God, I don't really know how I did there. Did you come out of that exam being like, wow, every question was exactly what I wanted? Or was it kind of a mixed reaction?
I do specifically remember coming out of like paper 1 and 2 for English, feeling like that was definitely the most confident I felt coming out of like any HSC exam. But it was also because I think I knew, like, going into it, like I had like essays or like practice I had done. I had tried to make it like so it could fit like any question possible, and I was like really hoping for that. But like on top of that, I was just really lucky in that the questions that we did get, it actually really benefited like the like preparation I had done as well. So like it was good that not only I could have molded it to a difficult question, but it actually happened to be questions that worked really well as well, like for my essays. So I just felt like quite happy like afterwards, like knowing like I'd finished the short answers in the time I'd wanted to, finish the essays as much as I wanted to, and had a bit of time to like skim over them. And for mod C, for example, that's such like can be a bit of a curveball, but it was broad enough that I could like take a bit of, it was a quite difficult stimulus, but it gave us like the option of like any like form of writing, so I could take like what I'd prepared but also like merge it with the stimulus as much as I could. So yeah, I was quite happy with like what we were given, but also I was happy with what I prepared, so I just felt really like glad walking out. Yeah, it was good.
Preparation really is the key word there, right? It's preparation. No one kind of gets lucky on the day and is going to get full marks in things. You had clearly done the work to put yourself in a position to be lucky, so to speak, right? So would you be happy to just share some of that preparation with everyone listening? Because, you know, I personally would love to hear what you were doing to begin with in the weeks leading up. Like when did you really ramp up the study leading up to the HSC? How many hours were you working? Were you doing English every day? What were you actually working on? And then we can kind of go backwards from there in terms of the preparation you did before even the trials.
No, just for the weeks before, I would say I definitely put a lot more focus on English compared to other subjects because it was my favorite. But yeah, even so, it was never, well, I don't know, like it's hard to, because I don't know how much like everyone studies a different amount, but for me, I didn't feel like I was spending like 12 hours of every day on English, but it did feel like anytime like I would do a couple of hours, and it was mainly for the last few weeks, it was like those memorization techniques and adapting my essays to questions. So it wasn't the most like laborious work. It wasn't like, oh no, I have to scramble together and like make a new essay every day. Like it was just taking what I had and just slowly every day kind of doing the same thing, but just getting better each day, just taking the essay, getting a new question, writing it out. And as well as like there was some things that I hadn't, like just was having trouble memorizing, like some paragraphs that wouldn't stick in my head, and it was just like going over that routine. So it didn't feel like, for the last few weeks, it didn't feel like overly stressful because I didn't feel unprepared. I just felt like I had to go through the motions of the final like memorization stage. So yeah, I'd say the last few weeks were actually probably, they were definitely the most stressful, but they were a lot less difficult than kind of the weeks, obviously the weeks before trials and leading up, when you're actually like creating all those essays and doing the hard work.